And we're live.
I would say I probably have a more preferred genre than I have a preferred actor.
I would agree in the other
it
context.
all
And the context.
Welcome,
Genre
viewers,
matters much more to me than the actor.
wholeheartedly
to another episode, riveting episode of Continuous Outrage. Tuesday nights at
You
9
can't see Tony, can you?
on Acropolis HGTV. So, hey guys, welcome
Home and
back.
Garden?
Yeah, that was my intro. It was great. I loved it. What are we talking about tonight? Did you guys pick a top 5?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got a pop top 2.
All right, you guys are gonna hit me with a top 5.
I got 5.
midway through the.
Oh, a new top 5?
Yeah, pick a new one.
Oh, I'll think of a new
It's
one.
on you, Jake.
Oh.
It's on you by
But I didn't get to
9:25.
I'll,
trying to dad
I'll think
this.
of a new one. When do we need to know by?
9:25.
All right, I got it.
Yeah, that
So-
top 5 was not that great.
It was Evan's idea. I thought it was hilarious.
Because there aren't any.
No, come on. Point Break is fantastic. That's a good movie.
Point
Okay.
Break is not fantastic.
That is a good film.
I like
That's a
Point
good
Break.
not
flick.
fantastic.
Come on.
Point Break's all right. But,
Point Break
but
is
that's
great
the,
when you're 13.
But that's the problem we
and then
have.
when you grow up,
If you're a
you're like,
13-year-old
man,
girl.
this isn't really a good movie.
What's the best line from Point
It's
Break?
about surfers who skydive. Like, it's just not good.
He has like some really Patrick Swayze has some really corny line in it. What do we know? What you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
I haven't seen the movie in like
It's basically
12
along
years.
the lines of nobody puts baby in a corner, but it's not quite nobody puts baby in a corner. Like nobody makes baby skydive into the ocean and surf. I like Point Break. Gary Busey's in it. Like the win. Hashtag
And
win.
before Gary Busey was like,
A psychopath?
yeah.
So how y'all doing tonight?
I actually liked a lot of Gary Busey roles. Like, I can't name any, but I just like to see him and stuff before he
What's
went
up with
psycho.
Tao, Jason? I haven't heard anything about Tao.
Were you already on
Nova?
Warhammer?
Nova.
Oh, are they kicking butt at Nova?
Yeah, they won. They,
Oh,
I mean, they had
I
like
can't
40
see the
shield
comments
drones.
on
Oh,
On Twitch, yeah.
Actually, you know, I think I saw that.
Yeah,
list.
Dakota
It
will
wasn't-
know more about it when he.
It was just the commanders and tides and shield drones.
Yeah,
Tony,
like,
if you
basically
It
Scooch-
doesn't change very much.
exploiting all that's wrong with.
If
the,
you scooch the one
concept.
over and then click the Facebook one
So-
to be an
Tao was
overlay,
the
Tony
only
did the
9
restream
yeah.
not work.
No, you gotta pay for
Freaking
that.
Unbelievable.
oh, it's
freaking
dual screen
good.
right now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need. Yeah, it's perfect.
We'll see, man. I'm at 18%. I might lose it.
Yeah.
So I mean, how you guys doing? Everybody good tonight?
Yeah,
I'm
man.
good.
I survived Dorian. It was all right.
I survived.
I don't know what that means.
I got out of there before.
Oh, is that the hurricane?
Yeah, I got out of there before.
Isn't that the fruit that smells like rotting
Fort
flesh?
Poop
too?
is a van.
Durian.
The same thing. That's what he said, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. okay.
Yeah, I think Dorian's
Dorian.
like a name. It's like a person's name.
Oh, is he the guy with the pit bulls that comes in here?
I don't know.
Darian.
Oh, Darian.
That's Darian. Darian looks like he would own pit bulls.
He does.
He
He,
owns-
actually
he owns
almost got
3
savagely
pit bulls.
attacked by
Hey,
him.
it's working. Okay, cool.
Take it.
Turns
all
out that's how it works.
Yeah, so hey, we had a Smash Brothers
Those
tournament
are
this past Saturday. It was a lot of fun.
How'd that
Was it?
go?
Good. This guy Billy came from Jackson and dominated everybody. It was fantastic.
Yeah, he's a good Smash player.
Dude, he was like,
How many guys do you have coming in play?
we had 11 people.
11?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's
Oh,
like
you gotta
me
buy?
going to.
Or no,
but
you
like,
got a CPU.
That's kind of like me going to a store that's putting on a fun Magic event and doesn't do Magic ever. And
Yeah,
then
but
like,
Billy it was very fun still to play, even though like he was dominating me.
yeah, he's a competitive. He's like a real competitive Smash player.
Well, you know, like Smash, like they're talking about like hitboxes and doing all this stuff. I'm like, I really just literally enjoy playing the game. I'm not
Did
very
you-
good at it.
Did you guys do New Smash or Melee?
New Smash.
New Smash?
Yeah,
Melee
I-
is dead.
Did Ultimate kill it? Ultimate's really
I
fun.
don't
No,
know.
I think
I
like,
just don't like that.
I think the
game.
competitive
You don't like
environment.
Smash? I
No.
love it.
I think there's people trying to keep Melee as the competitive
But
thing,
it seems
but
like,
like
it's like too
but
much work, right?
well,
Because
also-
Ultimate is pretty good.
Also, I think that like for the future, like they want the new game to be the
Yeah.
to
Well,
be
it's a
the
hell of a lot easier
centerfold of the.
Not
to
to
transport
mention-
a Switch.
Not to mention
Yeah.
more and more characters in Ultimate are competitive than Melee. Like Melee, you have a
Yeah.
very small, much smaller
Well,
amount
Project
of competitive
M though,
characters.
Project M they like rebalanced it.
Yeah,
but this
I-
was before like
I played Project M with Pete. He had it downloaded.
yeah, it's
and,
a different game.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Like
Congrats
Bowser's
to
insane.
Eli for getting
Yeah, it's a
second.
Oh, awesome. You ignored my message also. Oh, Smash? I don't know.
It was a lot of fun. It was good to use the projector for something. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was a lot of fun. What else is new? What else is going on? Hurricane? You escaped the hurricane?
Yeah, we got out of there in time. Although I don't think it's gonna hit land. It made it to the Bahamas and it was just like, all right, I'm home.
Brittany sent me.
And then it just kind of chilled at the Bahamas for a day.
Brittany showed me a video of where she thought we were going on the cruise at the end of the year, and it was like literally a house was flooded. Like you could see like the water coming up from the basement, or it might have been just the first floor. And they were on the second floor.
I saw
and they were on the second floor.
I saw a video from the airport in the Bahamas, one of the airports, because I imagine there's probably multiples, and it was like there was no ground. Like, it was all just, it was probably, I don't know, maybe like 4 feet of water.
You know, I got the
Jason, I still love you, bro.
The Weather Channel
I didn't
app.
ignore it.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw it yet.
I got the Weather Channel app, and I turned on notifications, so it just lets me know when it's going to rain outside and you know like that. And it keeps telling me about Hurricane Dorian, and I don't care.
That's fair. You live in Michigan.
Exactly.
Yeah. You might get a little rain from it, but
It's funny.
that's about it.
Brittany was like,
I don't want anybody to die.
she's like, why
from
would
it,
you
but,
live?
like,
Yeah, I get it.
Otherwise, it
it's
doesn't impact
affecting
your life.
me.
This is
Weather
not
Channel.
relevant.
She was like, why would you live anywhere that is known to have a hurricane season? I was like, everywhere has a thing. It's like the West has earthquakes.
Except for Southeast Michigan.
No,
like, we
yes,
get-
we do.
We get a tornado once every like 20
No, we get
years.
very harsh winters. Like everywhere has its thing, or at least a very harsh winter.
Compared to
weekend.
where?
Like
Compared to
I guess-
Kentucky. We
yeah,
gotta
like-
beat-
Well, of course.
like that's what I'm saying. Like the West has earthquakes.
Compared to Arizona.
Oklahoma and stuff
what
has.
does Kentucky have, though? Kentucky honestly sounds like heaven to me.
They get-
Hills. Big hills.
Dude,
Not
I've
fun.
never had a problem with hills.
do they have-
Um,
You just don't go to the
that's
top.
part of the
I thought you were
environment.
talking-
Yeah, well, what about when it gets icy?
No, like
I thought you were talking about
Doesn't
severe
get icy
weather
very often.
problems.
No,
that
it's
is
not.
severe.
We
How
are.
do we not have severe weather problems?
Michigan is pretty. It doesn't have like hugely severe. It's
No.
just we have. It's like throwing a dart without looking at it.
Yeah,
we,
like-
literally know what it's gonna
We
be.
literally
It's a
had
gamble.
an advisory
be
last
95.
winter to
Could
not
be
go
-20.
outside.
Yeah.
How many? Let me ask you this
Not to
question.
go
How many
outside.
times have you had to prepare for a weather event? Like,
3
how many-
times in
Listen,
the last
I'll-
5 years.
Yeah,
All-
remember-
every winter
you
almost.
don't get-
went out
Oh,
and
yes.
stockpiled
There's
water
been
and
snow-
food?
Yes.
Every winter,
Absolutely.
almost
I've
every winter in the
never had
past
to
5
do
years.
that.
Well,
They
just
tell you
'cause
to do
don't
it, but-
doesn't mean like
So
the
just because you didn't do it doesn't mean it wasn't bad enough to you. Remember when the power went out because it was so bad?
That was in the summertime, right?
No,
different
that-
one?
winter.
I was actually
Oh,
at
I was
college,
rolling
and
the
I missed
blackout.
that
I
one.
was
The
thinking
big
of the
rolling
blackout.
I
I was
remember.
thinking of the
don't remember when
blackout.
I don't think I was here for that. I think it was in North Carolina.
Yeah,
But-
you would have been.
So
'cause
you
I was
went.
in college.
So you
saying,
traveled to
this
better
happened.
weather area during that time of year.
Once again, a place that has hurricanes. I literally sat through
Not
a
dur-
hurricane.
Wait,
That's not.
then
That's not better.
Yes.
in North
2011,
Carolina?
yeah.
Oh,
I can't remember. It might have been Irma.
all I'm saying is that
Irma.
everywhere has
Everywhere
a thing.
has something.
So like
Yeah, we got bad
where
roads
people
and
where people in the
unpredictable
Bahamas
weather. I
will
mean,
be like
that sucks.
where people in the
Sure.
Bahamas will hear about our negative 40-degree weather, and then they'll be like, why would anyone want to live through that?
I gotta say,
And
being-
then they
being
say,
really
"Wow, my
cold-
house just floated away."
At least they got a boat, right?
at least they didn't freeze to death.
That's not how
Brad.
it works.
At least they didn't freeze to death.
No, now they're just gonna die from other
I
homeless
can't believe
means.
this is an argument.
I can't either.
Michigan weather sucks.
It does suck. Don't get me wrong.
I'm just saying,
but
like,
it could be
you're-
20 times worse.
You're like coming at me because
like we've never had to board up our windows and put metal. What are they
And
called?
have mandatory evacuations.
Thank you. Exactly.
Where people come in and say,
And that's
you
my
can't
point.
stay in your home.
yeah, but that,
right.
I would
Get out.
I would say that hurricanes are more of a miss than our snowstorms. God, shoot. Be right back.
What?
Yeah, I don't.
That's a bad spot to
I
leave
didn't
it.
hear it. The phone's
neither.
ringing. Jake's
He
a
said
good employee. I
hurricanes
didn't
are
hear
more of a miss than snowstorms.
myth?
miss.
Like swinging a miss.
Listen,
Anyways.
most of the time when it
I
looks
don't
like a hurricane, I mean, I don't know. I've never been through a hurricane, but like I feel like tornadoes are worse.
So I was in
They're
one
scary, yeah.
They're worse, but they're a lot more concentrated.
Well, and
Yeah,
they're more,
I don't know. Hurricanes cause more damage. They cause a lot more
Yeah.
Well,
damage.
because they're more widespread and they take longer.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
A tornado, but you know, like
A
to
tornado
me,
was
like-
more concentrated
Yeah.
and would cause more
Well, and
concentrated
it's,
damage.
it's quick too. Like it,
Yeah.
it comes out in the afternoon.
a tornado,
Yeah,
yeah,
hurricane.
exactly.
You're like, well, that's gonna hit my house in 4 days. I better go. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It just
Yeah,
the
tornadoes
immediacy
like
of it.
get in your basement, you could die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My point was.
However, during a hurricane, if you get in your basement, you might die because of flood.
my point was that like I would imagine
Well,
if you
you
live in the
got time
Bahamas,
to
you're
get
less
out.
likely to get hit in a hurricane than we are to get hit with a snowstorm.
I don't think that's true.
So I kind of agree with you.
I don't
like
think they
our
get hit
winters
every
have
year.
sucked.
They got hit.
I don't think our
2 years ago.
snowstorms are equivalent to a hurricane.
I agree, but what my point was is that like
inconvenience and destruction.
If you live in the Bahamas for 10 years, how many hurricanes are going to hit your house? Whereas if we live in Michigan for 10 years, how many snowstorms have we hit every year?
That's a good
Yeah,
point, but I'm
big. Like I don't.
your
disagree.
house has never been destroyed by a snowstorm.
We're not talking about severity. I'm talking about
That's what I'm talking about.
I brought up the subject, Brad.
That's fine. You can bring up the subject.
And be wrong at the same time.
Whatever.
Sure.
Let's move on. This is
Your
probably
opinion is wrong, bro. I mean, what else is going on? Okay, you guys were talking something about a movie or something about Captain Marvel earlier. What was it?
Oh, apparently.
she signed
I don't know how like legit it is, but it looks like she may have signed a deal for 7 movies.
7?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
She's the face of the MCU.
I also know that they confirmed that she's not going to have another MCU appearance until Miss Marvel is aired on Disney Plus. So
Really?
that's a
Now,
good
how
ways
long-
away.
You know, it might
That's
be a good
confirmed.
idea to.
I don't know about
Miss
the
Marvel
rest.
won't be.
She's not even.
Miss
gonna have,
Marvel
like, a
won't be
cameo
one of the first shows
appearance or
rolled
anything.
out.
Miss
Probably
Marvel's
won't
going to
be.
be the cameo.
It might be a good idea to let her blow over a little bit because I think
The bad press.
she was just
the
so
first movie.
incendiary. You know, like.
Well, I don't even think it was even that.
Well,
I think
she
she was
was
a
bad,
very.
like-
She was a. I mean, the character itself wasn't very good.
Well, sure, but like the actress did go a long way in
Yeah,
making
I
people
mean,
like people
little
went
column
into
A,
that
little
movie. They're like
Look,
already
I
on
mean,
edge.
if you pull out, like, I don't like Brie Larson. I think everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But if you pull out that part of it, the movie wasn't that bad. It wasn't great, but
No,
it wasn't that bad.
It was a B Marvel movie, right?
But as soon as you put in the hatred,
Right, the agitation,
for her
yes.
specifically, then it goes over the top and it's this big deal. I
Right,
think Tim's
becomes,
right.
and it becomes
you know?
worse than it actually was because it was pretty hyperbolic. You know, we talked about was it last week? We talked about the rise of like negative review YouTubers.
Right. Yeah.
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah. A little
And
bit.
don't
We
get me wrong.
talked
I mean,
about the weird
I like
guy.
a lot of them, but like it's getting to the point where I'm watching. I'm like, come on, like you're nitpicking super hard, and I get it. Like Captain Marvel was not great, but it
Yeah.
wasn't The Last Jedi. I mean, come on.
No, it wasn't that
That's
bad.
Like
true.
that's got to be the standard for terrible movies.
Well, every time
I have seen worse movies than the last.
but with that,
I
with that
I have
production
to. I
value,
have to agree with that.
I-
I've seen some
yeah.
pretty terrible movies.
Look
Really?
at Batman Returns.
dude.
I would
Okay.
agree. That's way worse than Captain Marvel.
No, I'm talking about The Last Jedi now. I'm
It's
sorry.
way
Oh.
worse than the last
Dude,
Jedi.
I would.
Batman Returns?
I would say Batman.
Literally,
Batman
not
Returns.
Not Batman
Batman
Returns.
and Forever. Batman and
Forever,
Robin.
I might put those two
Batman
on the same
and Robin,
level.
right?
I might put them on the
Luke
same level.
Skywalker milks a space.
There
a
are
Bat, they have
bat
bat nipples.
There was a bat credit card in one scene.
Fair
I think I'll put them on the same level.
No,
Well, no,
no,
hang
it's
on,
worse.
Last Jedi
Why
should
not?
have
Batman
said
and
way
Robin.
worse.
Batman and Robin is the worst.
I think I put 'em.
Okay,
It's-
okay.
It was
But we're
kind of
talking-
entertaining.
The Last Jedi
But
was 2 years ago.
I get it.
Yeah.
And I know that that has a special spot of hatred in your heart, but you are unfairly biased to how bad it is.
So I wanted to point out. So the fact that Captain Marvel was rumored to be in a 7-movie deal, they wanted the same thing for Spider-Man. They wanted him to be in a 7-movie deal.
Well,
so
I mean,
Sony was like, nope.
that right there is just greed on both parts.
so
Because
I-
both
I kind of with Jake on this one. Like, I think Sony should do it. Marvel's kind of buying everything sweet up.
So,
you know?
so like Sony,
they're monopolizing the
Sony's
superhero market, kind
They're
of.
the ones that are
IPs.
standing against the monster gobbling everything up.
Yeah.
But they're not doing it for righteous reasons. They're doing it for out of greed.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean,
The end result's the same. I get what you're saying, and I don't totally disagree. Like, hey, you need to stop.
I did hear another rumor that Sony asked, or it's a complete rumor that if they want Spider-Man back in the MCU, then they got to let some MCU characters come to Spider-Man movies.
I haven't heard that.
I heard
That'd
that.
be kinda- I'd
I
be
heard
okay
that
with
they
that.
wanted if they wanted to get closer to a 50-50 deal, then they got to get some characters. Let
So,
characters lease them,
I know
or let
there's a-
Sony lease some characters.
There's a lot of rumors that are going through, but the only thing confirmed right now is that they have until, I think, mid next year to finalize a deal, or otherwise it's.
So there's
Yeah.
still plenty of time.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
it
I'm sure
could-
they're just going to completely negotiate for.
I
the
would really
next
like to
7
see
months.
Venom make it to the MCU. I think that give.
Would you want that? Would you want the Venom we got in it?
I
or-
think
I could
think
see
that
that,
guy did a
yeah.
hell of a job.
Yeah,
What's
he
his
did a
name?
good job.
Tom
It's
Hardy.
not great.
I don't
but
like that idea though.
That's fair.
I mean, just because Venom's more of a grounded, like, I guess not grounded. That's the wrong term, but he's more of like a small time villain, right?
Right, he doesn't belong
It's not
in
on the grand scale
That's
of like
fair.
the Avengers.
The
and
Avengers
stuff.
level threats, right?
I mean, yeah.
I didn't like
That's fair.
I didn't like the end scene
I didn't like
cameo
the
in
movie
Venom.
wasn't very
There
good.
was a lot of bad parts in Venom.
Yeah,
But Woody Harrelson as
I agree that would be great, but I just don't want them to rush things. Like
You remember?
you had these superhero movies rushing into like the big story arc so fast. that,
Justice
like,
League.
nobody said it's got to be
next
absolute
one?
carnage, but carnage should be in the next movie. That's what people want to see. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it has to be the absolute carnage story.
I don't know what
I
it
would,
is, but
I
I'd
would
like to see it.
Before I see Carnage, I'd rather see a Spider-Man Venom like movie. Just them two. Before then,
Okay, does everybody know who Carnage is?
No.
No.
So he's like the spawn. So Venom's the symbiotes reproduce asexually. So he's the spawn of Venom,
Oh, okay.
and he bonds with Cletus Cassidy, who is a deranged serial killer.
Okay.
And Woody Harrelson is going to be playing him. I very passionately want to see that.
That would be cool.
wouldn't it be good for a third movie though?
Why?
Because I want to see a Spider-Man Venom movie together where they interact with each other.
They
and-
can do that fighting Carnage. That's not
but
the big.
then you get
that
like
might
a
be a good idea.
but then
if
you
they
get
did
well, no,
Spider-Man
but
and Venom
that's
fight.
then you
where
get
it
like a
came
Spider.
from.
But then
That
you
was
get
the original thing.
But then you get like a Spider-Man 3 thing where you just have too
There's
many
too much going
characters
on.
and not enough like actual character development or dilemma development.
but you don't
I don't
need the
think
origin
adding
stories.
I don't think adding Spider-Man in there, just Spider-Man, would ruin that.
I would not want like it would just be
We've had a lot of
uncompelling that Spider-Man and Venom meet up for the first time in this Spideyverse and team up to fight the big bad guy.
Well,
like
take
it'd be
the
nice to
last-
have some.
Take the last Spider-Man movie we had. I mean, the last one had a lot going on as well. We had Mysterio, we had Nick Fury, we had Spider-Man, we still had Iron Man. Like there was a lot going on in that movie.
But that's also just
and
like.
it was still a good movie.
But that's
I
also
enjoyed it
just
a
built
lot.
on a lot of already characters that were developed and established and relationships already
Yeah, but let's
made.
be honest.
Yeah,
we
but
The
saw
only
it,
new
but-
relationship-
but
the only new
Sony's
not gonna be able
already
to
an
do that.
established character.
I understand, but
Why does it need to be like the way it was in the comics, though? We could have a legitimately good movie where they do interact to fight Carnage.
Shield.
Sony's making it though, right?
I
don't know if we
agree.
can have a legitimately good movie if Sony's making
That's
it.
not true.
Well, Venom
That's
was
not
just as
true.
good as Spideyverse,
Spider-Man
right?
2 was the standard to
To be
go
fair,
by on superhero
and-
movies
Which
for
one?
over a decade.
Spider-Man 2.
That
Yeah.
was that
Yeah,
was
but
a
look,
Spider-Man
good
1
movie.
and 2
Totally
were good.
outclassed now,
Into
though.
the Spideyverse was really
It
good.
was amazing. It was
So
very good.
Venom
they're hit or
wasn't, though.
miss. You're right.
Yeah, but Venom was a hell of a lot better than it wasn't a horrible movie. It deserves its ranking. Like it's a 7 out of 10 movie, which is not a bad movie.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Guess that's fair.
All right, I got my.
I'll have to wait for it to come
I got
to
my
Netflix.
top 5 in mind.
It won't.
We're coming up
You know,
on it.
Sony doesn't.
So
Oh,
what? I
you're
mean, what
right,
else?
you're right,
I did
you're
see a
right.
movie this Sunday.
What'd you see?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Ready or Not?
What's that
It did on
about?
there.
Was it good?
It's gotten like
It would've
it's
been
like
on there already.
it's like 95%
Think so?
on Rotten Tomatoes as a, like a horror flick. So I was pretty.
I didn't even really know what it was
interested.
about. Who's in it?
Ready or Not?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Adam Brody's in it.
He's pretty good. He got a giant nose though.
This girl's in it. She looks kind of like Margot Robbie, but
That's.
it's
I
not.
thought it was Margot Robbie.
It's not. It's a different girl. So the movie was severely
I was
entertaining.
intrigued. I was
It was
intrigued.
severely entertaining. A lot of like there was a lot of like horrific moments, some comedic moments. It's kind of like just a run-of-the-mill horror movie, but it was so well acted, especially by the main girl. She did such a phenomenal job that I really liked it. I would.
I was intrigued to see it. I didn't know what the hell it was
The
about.
plot is kind of goofy, but
I struggle
Hey.
with goofy plots, man.
well, I mean, it's not like goofy. It's just like
Then why would you tell me it's goofy?
So, but I mean, you can have a movie that's not perfect and still enjoy it. you
Right,
know?
but
So-
goofy.
so the movie is
lends a certain
so the
like
plot-
that word.
the plot is
I think
pretty
of Goofy
simple.
from
Like
Disney.
she gets married into the family, and the family has a tradition that at the wedding night they play a game.
Is it gonna be spoilers?
No, this is all in the
Well, you
trailer.
literally know 100% more than you did about the
Okay.
movie.
This
so
is all in the
pretty much
trailer, I suppose.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't
All right,
want-
so the wedding night they play a game, and so they pull a card, and if they pull the card hide and seek, the game is her to hide, and they hunt her down to kill her.
All right. I
And-
take it she draws that card.
That wouldn't be a good movie without it.
Why would it be in the deck if it wasn't going to get drawn?
So then the movie plays out, and it's like I said, really well acted. The scenes capture the moment very well, like in all the correct moments.
I'm gonna have to go see it.
Ready or not.
Okay, it reminds me some. Okay, a couple years ago there was a movie where they're having a family dinner, like a fancy dinner, and these people attack the family wearing masks. Do you remember
I know
this movie?
Strangers.
exactly.
No, not the
No, it
strangers.
wasn't the strangers.
But every time somebody died, they would just cover the body with with
Yeah.
no emotion, like Dad just got killed. And they would just go grab a blanket and cover him, and you're like, that's kind of weird. And they literally did it like 10 times. You're like, what is happening?
What family has 10 members?
It was a big
Family has 10 blankets.
Yeah.
I've got at least 37
No,
blankets in my
yeah,
home.
was that
I'm
the
calling
one?
you on that.
I've got
I'm calling
a lot
that
of
bluff.
It was like I think it was called like Who's Next or something.
Yeah, Who's Next, I think is
Yeah,
what it was.
okay, yeah.
And they just kept covering everybody with a sheet or...
It wasn't a terrible movie actually. I kind of enjoyed it. But.
I got to the point where I was like, why are they covering them? Like, they're
'Cause
running
they're dead,
away
man.
from the killer, and they're
They're
like,
dead.
hang on, wait.
But that's a pretty small thing to say a movie was bad over.
The first 2 or 3 times, you're like, man, I get it. And then you're like, what are they doing? You know what's a really horrible movie? The Mummy. The new
oh, it's
Mummy.
real bad.
Whoa. I never
real
saw
bad.
it.
This is playing well into my top 5.
Like,
Wait, what's our top 5 now?
Yep, Jake, go ahead
He's
and
got a
introduce
minute.
top 5.
What's our top 5?
Oh,
What's our
he's
top 5?
early.
I don't even know what our top 5 is.
Do you
I'm
guys eat- do
about
you
to
eat
say
hot dogs
it. He told
like
me to
this?
surprise everybody.
What's the? Oh, okay.
What's top 5 what?
He told me to
hit
should-
it.
Say it.
alright.
you got a minute.
What are you
Top
waiting for? Say it.
top 5 movie flops.
Movie flops. Okay, define a
flop.
flop so I can...
I
This
guess
is too hard.
expected, like maybe hoped or expected to be good,
you
and then it's just
talking-
terrible.
Are you talking money wise? Or are you talking?
entertainment value.
It could be your own personal preference, I suppose. Like money
Okay,
wise
so
can be
top
proven.
Top 5
Can
disappointments.
just be proven.
Top
Look, I
5.
don't want to be.
Yeah,
I
what's
don't-
your
I
5
don't
top
wanna be argumentative. I don't think I can do this.
Do you have too many?
No.
You don't have 5 disappointments?
Dude, I have
Not like
one
flops, no.
giant one that is
No, I really
clouding
don't.
all of the others.
We should stop talking.
I'm-
about
Alien 3?
disappointments.
No, dude, I still enjoy watching it. It wasn't
No-
a fantastic
no, Alien
movie,
was-
but it wasn't a flop.
No, Resurrection was one that was a flop, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a total flop. No,
Well, I
it
guess.
was a success.
I guess
I
I meant,
wasn't even, like,
it could be a
dis-
successful movie and disappointing to you, I suppose.
Well,
Like your
all Transformers movies. There's my 5.
That's fair. They're all bad.
Transformers franchise is
good.
one of your 5.
Did we do a different top 5?
I like this top 5, but I'm having a hard time thinking of anything but The
Oh,
Last
I
Jedi.
can say. All right, I'll start.
two-
This. I'm gonna start. All right, so we can do Aragon. Did you guys ever see Aragon?
No.
I did not.
No.
The movie was hot garbage. Transformers 4. Transformers 5.
There was 5 of them?
Yeah.
Technically, there's 6.
I
if
don't
you
know if
count
I saw
Bumblebee.
one after 3.
Bumblebee was legit good though.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's technically 6
like
is
it
what
was
I'm saying.
real good. Michael Bay wasn't like the core producer. I don't
What'd they
think
do
so.
without it? All
So
those
there wasn't
explosions?
an explosion every 15 minutes?
Nope.
What did they do?
Did they talk?
Made a good movie.
That's amazing when
They
shit's
put
not exploding.
they put plot.
And they couldn't have
and
Linkin Park
dialogue
anymore,
into the
sadly.
movie.
Not what I want. I need explosions.
All right, so I mean, those for honestly,
Dragon Ball movie.
see, even when I was in the theater, I was like, man, I'm getting to see
What,
this in real
the
life.
Broly one?
You know, I'm okay with it.
The
David
Broly one?
Blaker
No,
just
no,
made
the
the
live action
Fast
Dragon
Ball
and
movie.
Furious
saw that.
series.
Yeah, I would say
See, I
Fast
didn't- I
and
wouldn't
Furious
say that-
5 and
He
after.
said, he said 2. He
But
said
see,
after
like that's
2.
not a flop because like I didn't give a shit about seeing it.
It's fair.
And
Okay.
you know they were commercially successful.
The Death Note movies for me, the Dragon Ball movies in there for me. I couldn't think of a whole 5 as I was thinking of the top
one
5.
big disappointment for me.
The
I heard
Last Jedi?
nothing about great things about this movie, and I really like horror movies. I ended up watching. I rented it. I watched
I
It Follows.
didn't think it was that
Horrible
bad.
movie. Terrible.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Really?
Oh my god.
Force
I
Awakens
hated
would
it.
probably be
I
on your
kinda
top
like
It's
5,
not a
right?
great movie.
The what's
Oh,
that?
it
Force
was
Awakens?
awful.
Well, not by your
It's not
criteria.
great.
Also, I
because
like Mission
It was the
movies.
problem. I
Did
had,
you-
it was critically
I didn't
acclaimed.
think The Force Awakens was going to be good.
Okay.
Like, I legitimately, like, as soon as I saw
That's not how I
Chewie,
felt.
we're home, I'm like, this is bad. They're phoning it in. And it was worse than I thought. But The Last Jedi, honest to God, is the worst cinematic experience I've ever had.
Okay,
See,
so
I
that-
didn't have that feeling going into The Force Awakens. I thought it was going to be good. I thought I was at least going to enjoy it, and then I didn't. and I was very let down as well.
I left Force Awakens enjoying it, and then I left Last Jedi not enjoying it. So, like,
I tried too. I watched it like 3 or 4 different times.
I actually had hope for The Last Jedi, and then I left really disappointed.
Going into Last Jedi, like, because I didn't look up any spoilers or anything, and I'm like, I was like, there's no way it's worse than The Force Awakens. There's no way it's worse.
Mm-hmm.
And like, as soon as they hit him with the frickin' Sprint commercial at the start of the movie, I knew. Can you hear me now? Your mother,
I think it was a Verizon commercial.
Wasn't it Sprint? Whatever it was. It was disappointing.
I believe it was Verizon. The guy
When
moved
they cut
to Verizon.
I don't.
No, he went from Verizon to
That
Sprint.
movie had issues, but I do
Right.
not think
Well,
it was
yeah, the guy
that
moved
bad.
to
Oh, I
Sprint.
thought it was terrible.
I enjoyed it when I watched it.
When's the last time you watched it, though?
I don't know. I'm not a big Star Wars fan,
So have you
Oh,
only
that's
seen
fair.
it one time?
I think I've seen it twice. I
That's
think I
fair.
saw it when it came out.
I think I've only seen it one time.
Listen, I've subjected myself Clockwork
Look, that's what
Orange
I'm
style
saying.
to
You're
watching
just like
this.
too close to it.
I think Tim just likes to be
Torture.
angry.
He
Yeah.
likes to not like things.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's I don't think that's true. I think I have a much higher standard than other people.
Okay.
Okay.
That's an easy way to
Who
get
is that
disappointed
guy
all the time.
That's
Okay.
fair.
It's
No.
hard to argue. Like, I have higher standards than everybody.
Well, no, I mean, but I think that's why I dislike things. You know what I mean? Like, I can't watch something like The Last Jedi and be like, well, I really like the casino race. Like, I can't
Game of
find
Thrones
those.
ending would
it's
be
very-
maybe you could argue that would be on it.
It's very subjective to each person, right? So like,
Sure.
if anytime you're watching something and it pulls you out of the experience, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know, it happens to me every time I see horrible product placement.
Yeah.
I know that makes you angry, but
Yeah.
like, I don't like it.
Fair enough.
Drink a Bud Light tonight.
Oh, it's so bad.
If you want to add shows, like How I Met Your Mother had a terrible ending for me.
That show was not funny, so I don't.
Wait a minute, we're adding shows in?
Sure.
Can't we just add shows?
no,
We're
I think
struggling.
it's
Easier.
Oh, it's Lost, #1.
No.
How much
No!
time do we have left?
Lost
Like,
really was bad.
Yeah, you know what? I saw the first 3 episodes and the last one.
You
It
know,
was bad.
isn't there a correlation between the new Star Wars and? I know it's in there somewhere. We'll come back to it. It's weird, like multiple shitty product.
I'm so confused right now.
Wasn't somebody involved with like?
Oh,
No.
J.J. Abrams.
Oh, that's right. That's
J.J.
right.
Abrams does not only make bad things.
Also,
What
Lost
did he
was
make good?
Also, Lost was really
Fringe?
good.
What's that?
Fringe? Have you seen Fringe?
No, I've heard a lot of good things about.
Have you
Fringe.
seen
You know
Lost?
why? Because he wrote it.
Well, listen, you can't say it's good because he wrote it. Because I
I
watched.
can too.
I watched
What
the
about
last
the first 2
Force
Star
Awakens.
Treks?
Dude, I didn't like them, but I'm not a Star
The
Trek.
Chris
talking about the
Pine.
new ones?
Chris Pine, yeah.
Yeah, those were really good.
I'm
The
not a
first
Star
2 were
Trek
really
fan,
good.
so.
Yeah. I never.
What were you
I
trying to
didn't.
say?
I said, he said, "Did you see Fringe?" I said, "Have you seen Lost?" You can't say Lost is bad
Dude,
if you never
that's
watched
That's
it.
true. I was trolling you.
No, Lost
that's
was
legit
Chat
thing.
Room, the TV show. They're like, man, what are we gonna do next week? Can you imagine if
South
they had
Park
Reddit?
does that every- South
It
Park
would've been
does that
all
every
over
week.
the place with Reddit. They're on like 4chan back in the day. Like, oh, what are we gonna do? They're
That's
like,
what DC's done in all
Listen,
of
man,
its movies.
don't-
they're like, dude,
Don't compare South Park to Lost.
they're like, put a
Come
polar
on,
bear in
that's
the
a fair
jungle, and they're like,
comparison.
done.
I don't like South Park, but I don't think that's a
I
Polar
don't
bear in
think
the
so
jungle.
either.
We're doing it. And they're like, suck it up with a tornado. They're like, oh my god, and do it.
brilliant. You know what? Actually, let's just end
First
it
off,
and say
that was
the-
in the first season, and they had that literally
let's
written
just
out
end
before
it
they
off
did that.
and say that none of it mattered. They were all dead.
That's not the ending.
What was the ending?
Guys,
I know.
please stop. Please stop, because you won't shut up about
I
it.
literally
for
have this
an hour.
conversation every 2 months.
We'll be talking about this till
It's
the end of the show.
amazing.
Every 2 months. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, obviously, Game of Thrones was an abortion. There's no other way
No,
to put that.
it should have been.
Schmishmortion. It rhymes with schmishmortion. What is that from?
What?
It's from
When you don't. Oh, it's from Knocked Up, right? When you don't want to have
Yeah.
a baby, you have a. Don't say it.
It
Schmishmortion.
rhymes with Schmishmortion. Jonah Hill does it.
That movie's a classic.
I think that movie's funny.
It's so good.
Wait, we gotta get to Brad. Or no, it was on you.
We're just all
Top
over the
5
place.
flops, man.
Return of the Jedi, or not Return of the Jedi, The Last Jedi.
That could be on.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna beat this. I'm gonna beat it to the whatever. I'm gonna get there before everybody else does. Rise of Skywalker is gonna be garbage.
You cannot say
It's
that.
on my top five flops.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna
Top
wait.
five
You
flops.
cannot say it without experiencing
I'm
it.
gonna wait.
There are some things I think that could happen.
I
that
didn't-
Could
Can I
redeem the movie.
interject here for a
Yeah,
second?
yeah.
So
That is going to directly affect any enjoyment that you could ever have for it.
I don't think
That-
so.
yeah, it
I
does.
think I can go into. Listen,
Two things are going to happen. You're going to be either pleasantly surprised because you have such low expectations, or you're going to think you're validated.
You're going to reaffirm your stance that
I mean,
it
my
was going to be
expectations
bad.
are very, very low.
The only thing I
So
didn't
you
like
should
about
always go into anything you experience in your life unbiased.
the only thing I really didn't like about the
you're
last
only doing
trailer
yourself
was
a
the Swiss
disservice.
Army knife. I didn't like
That was stupid.
Swiss
Yeah,
Army knife.
Dip ice, share.
the
That trailer was pretty good
that
because
was
most of it was old Star Wars stuff. And then
Yeah.
you're like, this is literally how I felt watching. I'm like, oh man, I'm feeling warm inside. And then like, oh, is that young? That's a young Obi-Wan. But all right, I get it. And then like they got to the newer stuff, and I'm like, dear God.
I heard
It's
that.
like a- it's
I
like
heard
a-
that they
And then Rey and what's her name are fighting on the flooded Death Star. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Like that's not just a ship. That's the Death Star they're fighting on. Like there's one of the
It's a cool
turrets there.
scene.
What's that?
It's a fine scene.
That's a cool scene.
It's pandering a little bit. It's cool.
A little bit. No one's ever really gone.
Anyways, I did hear that Ewan McGregor is they're like real close to like starting.
I think they
An
pretty
Obi-Wan
much- they
show.
I
announced
agree
it, I
with
think.
Eli here.
What do you say?
That Rey going to the dark side is the only saving grace.
Well, we
The
know,
only- the
we
only
know, we
issue
know for sure it's
possible-
not going to happen now because they showed it to us. That's
The-
100%.
The only issue is
That is
we
not
don't
happening.
know, not necessarily if it's not happening, but we don't know exactly in what context she's going to the dark side.
I mean,
Do you think they would've showed
they
it?
have shit the bed before with the Emperor guy, right? I
They
don't remember
shouldn't
his
have-
name.
yeah, Palpatine.
But if they
Not
do
Palpatine.
that, I'm intrigued.
Oh,
I would have been
Snoke.
too. I
Yeah.
would have been too. But
To be
showing
fair,
it in the trailer.
they should not have
You're
showed it.
assuming like you know though.
They shouldn't
Like,
have showed it
Don't
though.
you think though? Don't you think like showing it pretty much means that it's not going to happen?
I
And
know
do they have the
because I'm
balls?
going to remain objective and say
That's fair.
I don't know.
That's
Do
fair,
they
but-
have the balls to make her bad?
Well, no. Here's the thing though. Like, wouldn't
Maybe.
I don't think.
Wouldn't
they
it have
do.
been better to
They
not
killed
show
Tony
it?
Stark?
Yes.
And to not show it.
Yes.
Because now every single outcome is in your head. Like every potential. Maybe she's undercover, like faking it. Maybe she does go to the dark side. Maybe it's a ploy. Maybe there's like every single
utilitarian?
like pathway is drawn in your head. So like whatever they do is not a surprise anymore. Whereas if they didn't show that in the trailer, it would have been a genuine experience and surprise. Like
Can we talk about the 900 Star Destroyers? Like that
Trailers-
that shot looked stupid.
trailers suck. They need to tease and excite people, but they show way too much in
I
trailers
don't
now.
have an
So-
issue. I don't have an issue with that either. But
Eli
I think
says-
the things I've seen, the things that's been spoiled to me about Rise of Skywalker, the concept of the movie sounds really cool. Like I've seen some of the plot for the movie. It sounds.
There's no
it sounds-
Skywalkers left. How do they
it
rise?
sounds-
How do they rise?
There's one
nothing's
Skywalker
ever-
left.
Okay, so
Take-
Eli
we
We gotta
says-
wait to see the movie.
Eli says, "Look at that double-bladed lightsaber with the hinged handle wasn't that bad."
That was stupid. I'm sorry, Eli. I love you, brother. That was dumb.
I
They
just-
could
I
have
don't-
just
I
gone
don't-
straight
I don't-
double-bladed
I think
lightsaber.
No, I
it's
don't-
really stupid.
I don't.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I don't think it's creative
I think
at all.
I think that it is not anywhere near as big of a deal. That it's inconsequential to the movie.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's-
Did you see the shot to her head? Like
as
like
as
Photoshop?
inconsequential as the cross guard?
I think
That's
that
dumb,
is-
too.
I
It's
think
dumb,
that
but who
is significantly dumber than
But who
that
cares?
double lightsaber.
Why?
but I do
Why is
agree.
that dumber? Swords actually have
Because
those.
Swords do. Swords aren't
Do you know what
laser
it's
beams.
for, though?
And it's
It's to protect your hand.
yeah, but here's
Which it doesn't do.
No,
so
it'll fight through
pointless.
your hand.
but no, there's guards on his thing that protect his hand from going up to the light.
It's supposed
pointless.
to be. It's supposed to be for exhaust.
Yeah, I mean, there's a legit canon reason for it.
Well,
sure.
It's just kind of stupid.
It's kind of like the
But it
canon
did
reason
not
where the
have-
bombs didn't fall due to gravity that we all
Exhaust?
saw. Like, those
No,
were
that's
Yeah.
different.
Those
That's
were
It's like an
magnetic
older
bombs.
design.
That's
I don't wanna talk
different
over
though,
them.
because that doesn't make sense contextually within the.
It takes you out of the moment.
Exactly.
Takes you out of
This
the moment.
one is stupid and it has no consequence on the movie. Right? So he's got those things on it. It's purely aesthetic. Who cares?
Yeah, the canon behind it is that like his crystal is broken, or it's like
That's what it
it's
was,
empty.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's shitty at making lightsabers is basically the canon.
No, I
from
thought
what
I thought
understand.
it was like to make it more powerful.
No, it was. I remember reading this. It was like specifically because it wasn't made well.
Okay.
Right.
The crystal was broken.
It's to
it was
show
like,
that he's like not
Yeah. It's
arrived
even-
like he thinks he is.
Yeah.
It's got a new sound.
It was supposed to be an older design.
Yeah, it
That
was-
where they hadn't figured out how to harness
to
all
do
the
with the
power
extra
correctly.
energy,
Yeah, so
yeah.
it
Can you
would
talk
not
about how
decide.
cool
What it really
the lightsabers look
was
now,
they
though?
wanted to make a new
Like
toy.
visually, the
Visually, they
visually the
look
CGI
amazing.
is amazing with
The
them.
new lightsabers, they look like they almost look like lava. You know what I mean?
Or
Like,
Well, it's supposed to
electricity.
be plasma, right?
I don't know what
They're
it's
supposed to look like plasma.
Yeah.
Well, it does. It does in the new ones. In the old ones, just like a beam of light. You can see it's like moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look cool. I'll give
Yeah,
them
they
that.
look. Yeah.
I just think the Hinge lightsaber looks stupid,
The
but
amount-
it's inconsequential.
The thing is,
the
with
movie's
her-
success is not going to hinge.
It might
on
just be a shot
on
for
that
the trailer too.
lightsaber
It might not
hinge.
even exist.
I just think they messed the whole plot up. The whole last movie really didn't mean anything. I just wish
it
You're-
ruined
you're-
the whole.
you're-
it's,
I think
they
you're right. I
they
think
should have
you're right.
ended the last movie with her gone, like in that dark side scene or whatever. Like something like that should have been in the last movie.
Well, that's-
at the ending.
I wish you
let's
would have
be-
killed Kylo
this
last
should
one
have
and he
been-
took over.
No,
This
Kylo's a very
This
important
should have
character.
been more
I
or
don't think
less
so.
the first movie.
I like
I have
him
a
a
feeling
lot,
we're gonna watch
so I
this
don't
movie
wanna-
and we're gonna feel wow, why wasn't this the first?
I don't
movie?
want to see a movie without him in it.
I agree. I agree. Did you hear what Brad said? We're gonna after this movie's out, we're gonna be like, wow, this should have been the first one.
Yeah, and that's
But unless
exactly how I feel about
unless
it.
everybody dies,
That's
I
my
think it's.
prediction.
I don't know if they can.
I
redeem
think
it.
But
I-
nobody dies.
I think
I
Kylo
don't
is
know.
the
It's never
strong.
really gone. They die, but they're not gone.
I think Kylo is the strongest character in the entire trilogy. So
I don't think that's even anywhere near possible.
Well,
Why?
I think they ruined it at the
Why?
end
What's your
of
reasoning?
the last
Ray.
movie.
Ray is literally the best.
Not
character.
that's not what I'm saying by
I've-
the strongest character.
So I've seen
okay,
I've seen
I
the
think
movies.
I got you.
I've seen the movies too, and like they
guess it's
seem
probably
hand
still not a
to hand, par for
explanation.
par.
They literally
Ray-
show them balanced.
Ray
So-
beats him every time. She's two for two.
It's got the second time she didn't beat him.
She didn't.
They got knocked out, right? They both got knocked out, and she woke up and left.
Then she never left. She appeared in the Falcon. That's what happened. It's like all of a sudden I'm in the Millennium Falcon. Remember? And then she three shot
but
three
at
shot
the,
a TIE
so
fighter.
the beginning,
just
the end of
triple kill.
the end of one, he underestimated her, and then by the end of two, they were completely balanced. That's what it showed.
I didn't get that.
I mean,
Well, they-
Are
they
you
were trying-
serious?
they
When
were
they're
trying to
force
pull-
holding the lightsaber,
Yeah, they were- and they
exactly, and then they
split it, yeah.
can't take it from each other, and then they knock themselves out.
yeah.
Complete balance.
That was a really dumb scene. Thank you for bringing that back.
Did they knock themselves out, or was it because
There was an
the
explosion.
blue-haired lady hit them with the
It was purple hair, Tony.
yeah, whatever.
Listen,
yeah.
the patriarchy is
while they
already
were
keeping her
while
down
they-
enough. Can you not do that?
While they were doing that, the thing happened, and then
Yeah.
they got knocked
I
out.
thought
Yeah.
they split it though. Like I
They-
thought they split
they
the
did.
lightsaber.
The
Yeah.
lightsaber exploded. That might have been what knocked him down.
I don't remember. Like I said, I only saw it the one time because it was.
Oh, well, this episode was
good,
not meant to be a review of the last
No,
shit
well,
stain.
here's. I
It's
mean,
been
here's
about
the
30
pro-
episodes since we've done this. So.
I really hate that movie.
I don't even know what episode we're on now.
67, I want to say.
I think it's unhealthy to hate anything as much as you hate that movie.
That's fair.
That's totally fair. I need to see a set of
Ulcers.
podiatrist tomorrow.
Podiatrist?
Yeah, my feet hurt real bad from this movie.
I don't think I've hated anything so much on my feet.
Your blood pressure. You're gonna be on blood pressure.
What about
medicine
running?
At age 35.
Yeah, but I don't
Did we make
hate
it to
running.
Brad's?
Or my feet.
I don't know what Brad
Eh.
dislikes. What do you? Well, yeah.
I dislike a lot of things. I said It Follows. I really hated that movie.
I never watched
a
that.
lot. A lot.
I kind of liked it.
Really? Why?
I mean,
I don't know.
What did you think was?
I don't
didn't
know.
think it was an amazing movie, but I think you were unjustly
I don't think I'm
hated.
unjust about it at all.
I
think
also-
the plot was silly.
Yeah.
I think just the ending was just
Doesn't Insomnia?
It was-
Is it Insomnia?
the thing that's killing them is it's literally like a manifestation and acknowledgement of all 80s like serial killer movies. Like they say in the movie, the monster can only walk. Like and the only people that can see it are the ones it's chasing. Like it's just so silly. To
What's
me.
I
the,
also liked where it was filmed. I'm kind of biased on that.
Where was it filmed?
It was like right by where I went to school.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's like liking
it's-
Transformers 4 just because they filmed a scene.
Yeah, they
To be fair,
filmed
it was
school
the
like
best one.
that. Yeah, like
It
the
was
mouse
the best
figure.
one.
But yeah, pretty much the whole film was like
What's-
the neighborhood was like I don't know 4 miles from where I was living.
What's
That's
the
hilarious.
what's the
Yeah, I had
movie
no
with
But yeah, I just did not like
the dream, the sleep paralysis kind of movie, where the kid goes into a dream state and they're afraid that the demons are gonna
You talking about
enter his body.
Insidious?
Is that
Oh, I
Insidious?
haven't seen that.
Yeah.
That got
was trash.
That got like a lot
Whoa,
of praise to make
bad.
15
I didn't think it was
sequels.
trash.
I
think
didn't
it
like
was
the
trash.
first one.
I didn't like.
Well, I
don't
think
know
the
if
first
saw
one
the
was.
second
Well-
I think I've seen them all.
See, I
Actually,
liked it. I enjoyed
I like the
them.
2/3 of the first one. I just didn't like the ending.
I mean, that's to be.
Horror
We
movies.
say to be fair far
tough.
too often here,
I
but
don't know if
To be
that's
fair,
true.
like,
fair.
You
to
say
be
a
fair,
lot.
endings of horror movies are typically not the best part.
It's
of it.
it's hard to wrap
know.
up a horror movie.
And it is.
Can we talk? Let's move from this negativity
Ooh,
to
can't wait
some,
till Thursday.
some positivity.
Thursday.
There's gonna be a horrible film Witness on Thursday.
Whoa!
Serious? So like, why do you even want to go?
I just like hanging out with my friends, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
but I don't
hey,
want to go.
okay,
like,
can
I
you-
like
can-
movies so much that it hurts me that I want to go enjoy this with my friends.
This is super important to me.
and all I get is negativity.
This is super important to me. Thursday, the movie's 2 hours and 40 minutes long.
What?
Awesome.
I'm gonna have to get a
Okay.
refill.
Okay,
of
hold on a
Bosco
second. Hold
Six
on a
halfway
second.
through.
It's my 30th birthday, so you are not allowed to talk at all.
I'll tell Sarah we're canceling our plans.
That's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
That's
I
fine.
cannot commit to that.
It's my
I
as
don't
a
think you should
birthday
commit to that.
as a birthday
But
gift to me.
Be conscious.
Don't-
Your gift is sitting in a theater with me. I am movie theater gold.
No, you're not.
It is fantastic.
No, you're not.
We've had a lot of fun
That's
in
like
movie theaters.
that's
We-
like
we
giving
have, but
that's like
that's
giving
not
me a
gold.
pile of crap in a bag for my birthday and saying, "Hey, it's from me.
This
this
is gonna
is
watch it. You know what you're getting.
this is part of my body, just for you."
For you.
piece of
okay,
me.
so I'm hopeful for it. I
I thought the
liked
first
most of the first movie.
See,
why
you're-
doesn't he just
I
eat
thi-
them?
But your complaint is unreasonable to the context of the film. Like, the whole point of
Maybe
it.
the context of the book. The film
no,
doesn't explain
even
it
in
at
the
all.
film,
I-
because you're looking at it wrong. You're looking at it through like
Okay,
your
well, hang
pre-
on. For people that are watching, what is exactly my complaint?
so that you didn't like how they overcame their fears in the end.
Like instantly, they
Yeah.
just flipped a
So
switch and
it
they're
wasn't
fine.
instantly. Like, I just watched the movie not that long ago, right? So after the scene where they're in the house, right, where the kid breaks his arm, that's the last point where they're terrified.
When he falls through the floor or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
So after that, they're like,
And-
how are we going to stop this? How are we going to end this?
Well, it was a fight or flight moment that made her stab him with the bar. So
And there is so much symbology in that movie, and like when all the blood's coming out and the hair coming out to kill the girl, right? That's about puberty and like her going through these things
Right,
without
right.
a woman in her life, and like the entirety, all of the movie and all of the symbology are leading to these kids growing up.
Right, it's a coming of age.
Yeah, so it's
idea, right?
unreasonable to think that they wouldn't overcome their fears at the end.
No, I'm not saying that they should not have over. I don't know
so
why didn't he eat the kid in the library? He had him cornered. He was all alone. He was terrified. Why didn't he
here's
eat him?
one.
I know in
because-
the book he marinates him in fear, right? He
Because
wants him to be the most scared they can be.
He eats fear. He doesn't eat kids.
I
Then
agree.
why did he eat Georgie?
He didn't eat Georgie. That's why they were all floating. Georgie was dead, but he was just trying to get him scared so he could feed off.
Okay, see now I didn't know. I didn't get that from watching
Well,
the
why
film.
do you think all those kids were floating?
Had no idea.
You'll float too.
So
I didn't understand.
So okay,
Well, I
so
mean, that's
look,
fair.
look.
I understand. That's
I
fair.
can see that like there's a lot of subtext that is like already known through like
The Tim
that-
Curry.
I can't
the
watch
Tim
those
Curry
first two
it
movies. Those
and
are
and the
horrible.
books.
bad. They
don't hold
up
I like them.
There's a lot of
like 'em.
like
I
the
know-
whole,
I enjoy them.
I know they're 80s. I know they're
So
80s
I agree
horror
with, like,
flicks,
the-
but I like them.
No.
the whole marinating in fear thing is kind of like I already knew that going in, so I
Should have read the book.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I mean, everyone knows that kids taste
That's
better when
not
they're
fair.
scared.
Yeah.
No, there's a pitch
I
meeting
agree
with-
with you, but like, yeah.
yeah.
that way when somebody's
comfortable
online, they
anymore.
can just
So-
say, "Should have read the book, idiot."
the the end of the movie will also make more sense with
In the context
second.
of the second one.
and that's where it kind of screws up a little bit because it's meant to be a grand
right,
story
but
between the two.
in time, it'll make
Yeah.
sense, right? Because you'll have both.
I'm
Yeah.
super
Right.
happy this is 2 hours and 40 minutes long.
Yeah, I know. I'm really hoping
I
we get
hate
a
when
lot of.
movies.
They've got some good actors playing the older kids too.
Yeah.
I'm
so
really
like,
hoping we get a lot
heard-
of material.
I
in
heard-
there
Stage
that
is
does-
set.
I heard some reviews that Bill Hader did a phenomenal job in this
I don't
movie.
believe that. He's horrible.
He's
what's
a hater.
What's your 5?
It is hard to believe.
I don't know who.
We're
Oh,
on
I don't know.
It
I went with
Follows.
It Follows.
we come back to negativity,
The
bro?
last. I was really. I won't put The Last Jedi up there because I had a feeling that I wasn't gonna like it, but the disappointment for me in the new Star Wars movies was The Force Awakens. Because I went in there generally thinking I was going to like it and enjoy it, and it was just a big letdown for me.
I knew.
We all know.
We all know you
Let
knew.
him talk.
We're home.
That's so
Death
funny.
Note.
That's not what killed it for me. But let's see. Oh, I don't know. There's that.
Dude, I'm
movies
okay
I
leaving
did
it
not.
at 2.
So
I can't think of
fine.
any time where I
Death-
went to the theater.
It's nothing hit me as hard as those two movies probably. And I wasn't like I was It Follows was just a huge
I
letdown
can't
for me,
think
so.
of any time where I went into a theater and was like, I want to leave. I hate this movie.
Crimes of Grindelwald. That I literally fell asleep
No.
3 times in that movie.
So
I didn't think it was that bad.
One summer.
Oh my
so
God.
one
I didn't think it
summer.
was that bad at all.
One summer,
The
me and
third
Adam went to.
Resident Evil movie.
The Silent
I
Hill
didn't go
movie.
see that,
The
'cause that
Silent
was
Hill
bad.
movie
Bad.
was terrible.
It was bad. The second one I enjoyed. The second one I thought was really
The
cool.
third
What'd you
one
think of
wasn't that
Silent
bad.
Hill?
No, I didn't think it looked good.
Silent Hill, it was weird. It was
I loved
Rob-
Silent Hill.
Tyler said Rob Zombie should remake Star Wars.
I loved Silent Hill. Oh,
I thought it
being
was
being
awful.
said, Halloween 2, the remake Rob Zombie made, I did not like that at all.
most
No,
advanced
no, I
theater
didn't.
Tim
The
would
original
still be-
Halloween though was really good.
The first one, the first
That
remake.
he remade, yeah.
Yeah, I thought the first remake was so good.
What?
So I had a lot of expectations for Halloween 2.
Yeah.
And then
So
he like
true, David.
totally butchered his
It was like
creative licensing on
it
that
was like
one.
nothing but psychological, and
Yeah.
I didn't care for that.
So the Rob Zombie Halloween remakes, I
Never
thought
saw
number
it.
1 was fantastic.
One was great.
And I thought
Yeah.
2 was so bad.
I
So
don't like either one of them. that
Rob
much.
Zombie's to me, he's very hit or miss with his movies.
yeah,
It was hit and
I
miss.
just
Hit or
thought
miss.
He's more miss than hit.
I thought
His
he
last
died.
name is
I mean,
Zombie.
that-
What do we expect? He
that's
probably doesn't have any brains.
Probably fair, but
because he ate him.
I mean, don't they just rot away? I mean, it's a zombie.
But
Anyway,
it's Rob.
listen, I
Zombie.
really wanted to talk about Mindhunter. Did you
Oh,
guys
okay.
watch
Yeah.
Mindhunter?
Yeah.
I
We just
it's
finished
on
the
my
second
list.
season.
So do we.
mine
Super good. It's a
It's on
Netflix
Netflix.
show about HBO, about FBI
It's about
profilers.
HBO's profilers.
HBO's
Weird.
profilers for they brought on Dan and Dave Weiss, and they've really shit the bed. Like
Ignore everything he's saying.
okay, yeah. I was like, is this part
No,
of the show
no,
or
no,
what's
it's
going on?
about-
it's a dramatization of how the FBI put together its serial killer
Profiles.
profiling,
Okay.
psychological profiles. It's just
Cool.
it's really
It's
interesting.
more.
It's really
It's
cool.
not like you're on the mill like
It's not
like-
CSI. Like you don't
Yeah,
get a bad
it's-
guy and catch him in the same
It's
episode.
not.
yeah.
It's, not,
It's a more dramatic
It's not
show.
episodic either.
No, and it's not really about the criminals per se. It's more about the people generating the profiles.
Especially
the
this
pro-
season,
yeah.
it
Yeah.
was very much about how.
Although the first 5 minutes of every episode does detail a certain killer.
Is it fiction or nonfiction?
Nonfiction.
Well, it's a
Well,
blend,
I mean,
right?
it's fiction,
The
but
characters
it's-
are fictional.
it's about-
but
Okay,
the serial
that's-
killers.
So
are
it's
real.
kind of
The
like so it's
cases
kind
are
of like a
real.
historical
It's
fiction.
it's
then.
been
Okay.
historically accurate so far.
Okay.
In the things that it.
I
brings up.
really enjoy it.
I want to see it. He showed me the first 5 minutes of the first episode, and I was in. And
You stopped
Remember
watching
that
it?
other one Amory showed us? I should bring this up because you should watch it. It's called Sinner.
is it good?
It was amazing.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
You watched it all?
Sinner.
Yeah, we watched
it
it.
sounds
Is it new?
familiar.
Like
No.
center or sinner?
Sinner.
Like sin.
Sinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's with
Yeah.
Jessica Biel.
So
Oh,
this
really?
woman.
Yeah.
Old?
No.
No.
I didn't think
So-
she was acting anymore.
Well, she
Well-
produced the show too. It's
Okay.
based off of a German novel. But
okay. So that could go a lot of different ways.
So
European
this-
literature's wonky.
yeah, well, this is pretty wonky, but it's
In a good way. It's different.
this is more of like a mystery thriller. So it's like a bad thing happens, and then you find out over 8 episodes why it happened.
Oh, okay.
It's
Sounds
real good.
interesting.
So
The
they-
second season so far was hands down way better than the first
Really?
season. And I
It's called
love
Sinner?
the first season. Yeah,
Did you watch Handmaid's
look it
Tale?
up.
yeah,
Did you watch the third season?
yeah,
Was it bad?
yeah.
I heard it was getting
The
bad.
first season was like lightning in a bottle.
Yeah,
it was
I
so
really
good.
enjoy it.
And then the second season, you're like, okay, some things are happening, but like I'm still on board. And then the third season throws away the first season, like all the logic and world building that they did.
Okay.
And they're like, here's your new
Oh my
status
God.
quo, and hope you like it. And it's just bad.
Did it get too agenda driven? Because like it's a very like
No,
on
I
the
mean,
face of it, it's very
the
much
whole
like,
show's agenda driven.
Sure, but
this
like-
is it's not.
but it doesn't get in its own way.
Why?
So
Sorry.
like the
Why was
first
it
season,
bad?
so the
Why
first
was it
season
bad?
you can see the chick's, her name was Offred. Well, it's actually not Offred, but
Whatever.
Offred,
her slave name.
she can't like walk
That's
down
really
the
like a
street
slave.
without walking. If she walks off the road, she could get shot. She'll get hit with a gun. Bad things happen,
Okay.
right? And in the third season, she's telling people to F off and like punching people and killing people
All
with
right.
no repercussions. So it's like, well, how did you get from this point?
There were some
where
stretches
it's
in the second
so
season.
scary, to now it doesn't really matter, and she has a complete disregard.
They're like dystopia, schmishpopia. Do what you want, girl.
It's just not good.
Girl power.
I hope so like she goes to a different like slave owner, I guess, in the second season.
Do they change her name?
And they do. But he's like not totally a bad guy, and he's like, here's a list of people, you can pick the ones that come into the house, right? So like my head's like, all right, you build a resistance now. So you just got the go ahead on people with certain skills, and you can just bring them into your house.
Wait, you tell me I'm building a special team?
And they didn't do that at all.
What'd they do
They
with
just
it?
threw that whole plot thread out the window. Like, we don't want to make it good.
Honestly, I didn't watch that because Hulu releases a week at a time. I'm like, I could literally just watch anything on TV if I have to wait a week. Like, I'm here to binge.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm here to
I'm here to binge.
You know what I mean? Like, I got
Dude,
3 hours. Let's crank some out.
It was disappointing. I'm not ready to give up on the series yet, but
Well, 2 more shows that had disappointing endings that I never gave up on is Dexter and True Blood. So
I was really
Dexter's
trying to keep
ending
this positive.
was so bad.
The last, listen, I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast. We talked about it in person a lot. Sarah was watching Dexter, and one episode of Dexter. It happened to be the last episode. I was like, I don't know how people watch this show.
because
It was awful.
the first 4 seasons were so good. So like after 4 seasons of investment, it makes sense you'd watch the last 4 seasons. But
That's a lost, what is that, lost time fallacy or
that's
spent time fallacy? You know what I'm talking
Yeah, I
about?
know
yeah,
what you're
time
talking- I
spent.
don't- I
Yeah,
don't- I
where
don't know
where
what
you
it's
invest so much that you have to finish it.
They-
It's like with Game of Thrones and everything. Like you see it trending downward, but you have to know how it ends.
I've done it.
Apparently, Game of Thrones is pretty.
Star Wars.
What is it?
Yeah, we're gonna all
Season
go see
6.
Star Wars, right?
So-
We all talk massive crap about it.
Garrett Miller said that he walked out on Avatar, Last Airbender. That was a pretty bad movie, but I expected it to be real bad. He, however, says you have no taste if you didn't like Rob Zombie movies. That's an unfair statement.
I would say-
you don't have a particular taste.
Yeah,
for
like-
some
Yeah.
really gross crap that
It's
he puts.
very grotesque. I mean,
it's-
it's not fair to call it crap, but it's definitely
Well,
grotesque.
I wasn't using crap
Yeah.
as derogatory.
Oh, I understand. I
I
misunderstood.
think the overuse of gore
That's
hurts
Rob
movies.
Zombie.
I
Yeah,
really
that's-
think
yeah.
it hurts movies.
I think
I don't
do
know,
think
because,
House
like-
of a Thousand Corpses was a good movie. At least I enjoyed it.
Well-
but it was incredibly.
way
well
over.
done.
I feel
Devil's
The title
Rejects
kind of tells you what
was
you're
like-
getting into on that one.
Huh?
The title kind of tells you what you're getting into on that
Exactly.
one.
I mean, that's
Exactly.
true.
But
But
don't-
The
doesn't
Devil's
lose its-
Rejects was like people love that movie for no
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah,
I think-
Just because
I
of
watched
the
like
sequel.
5 minutes
Well,
and I
I
was
think
like, I
that's
don't
the
want to
only
watch this
reason.
movie.
I think
Yeah,
it,
don't
wasn't
watch-
that
I
good.
think
I
that
don't watch
genre
it.
is just kind of like a beloved like old genre, like George Romero.
No,
like
people liking
like
it.
Revo-
That's totally different. But to me, like, I don't know. For me, something that's more psychological, and you're like, oh, like the Blair Witch, right?
Yeah.
Before they screwed that up, like you never see the bad guy. You never
That's
do.
like the original Alien.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
You never see it.
Very,
Yeah.
very sparsely. And then when you do, it's very impactful. But, like, I'm just going to cut your gut open. I'm going to cut your head off.
Oh,
and
yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah.
blood everywhere. It's like, okay,
Ugly
cool.
people and
Yeah,
super hyperly attractive people.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's very odd. So, I mean, I just don't think it's fair to say that I don't have taste because I don't like Rob Zombie movies.
It's just you don't have a taste for that. Like you have taste
Yeah.
for other things.
You know
Yeah.
what? This,
Well,
this,
I
But
mean,
that's
don't-
what Brad was trying to say.
Yeah.
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 it's good that we have all these different movies for people with different tastes, right?
Yeah.
So there are people that legitimately like The Last Jedi.
Record this.
Dude, I didn't say that it shouldn't exist.
We
It's
are.
just like,
We're gonna
we are. Got this. We are. But to
It should
me,
be something
this
else.
is-
I
yeah,
won't
this is
lie. I
big
do think the Last Jedi should be something else.
No, sure.
It should have been something.
Sure, but like Rob Zombie movies as a genre, like you don't have to like them, but there are people that do. You know what
That's
I mean?
fine.
Like M. Night Shyamalan movies, a lot of people just think that his movies are a joke, but
Dude, some are good, and then others are really bad.
Yeah.
And for a while it was like every other, like Signs. I really like Signs.
Every others is giving him quite a bit. I
Signs
enjoyed
would've-
Signs.
Signs
would've
We're
been
the
the
minority
last
here,
movie
I was
Bobby.
young.
that
I like
watched.
I was
Signs.
young
That I liked.
when I
I
went
like
to see
Signs.
It
Yeah,
scared me.
I
I wanted to
like
leave the
Signs too.
theater.
But
when they're
like
pounding on the wall when they're in the basement, I was like, I don't know if I can do this.
the scene where they're watching the TV and they see the thing like walk
Yes.
across.
And he's like, "Vamos, children, vámonos!" He's like trying to tell them to get out of the way.
But saying that it was every other is being a bit
for a
generous.
while it was,
I
though,
think
right?
I think
don't
Signs
know.
might have been the last Shyamalan movie that I watched.
No,
that I
there's
enjoyed.
been some good
I
movies.
there's a lot recently.
Yeah, he just released a few. The Happening
Glass
was
was-
hot
did
garbage.
Yeah, the happening
yeah.
was bad. That's always like the one to point to. That's like this is like his biggest downfall.
I didn't like the
What,
the lady in the
Global Warming, the
water.
movie?
That one wasn't good.
the what? Yeah, I heard. But the grandparent the visit
Oh, yeah.
The
I know
Visit
what you-
was good.
Yeah, with the really.
when the grandkids come visit their grandparents they haven't
isn't that,
seen.
like senile or whatever,
And they're weird.
yeah.
I don't.
That
Do you want
was
me
a
to tell you
weird-
the ending?
No, I haven't seen it. I
Okay,
haven't
watch
seen
it.
this.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
It is pretty wild.
And then there's another one that he brought out recently that I really liked. I can't. I'll look it up.
I don't remember. Glass was the most recent one that I can remember.
Glass was disappointing. I don't think it was a flop.
I
worthy, but,
like Glass.
Yeah, well, like Split was really good though.
Split.
that was
was
only-
see,
that was
I
only
think
4
that's
years
why I
ago.
was disappointed with
I
it
can
because
see
Split
that.
was like
I can see that.
Unbreakable
I really
and Split
liked it.
were really good.
See, I
but-
really like the.
I like Split way more than Unbreakable.
Oh, I don't even think they're in the same class. I
I
think
like the psychological aspect of it, and what's his
I
name?
like that you didn't know what it was until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't know it was like just on its own.
The only downfall with Glass was that Glass wasn't in it till the last half of the movie, to the final
I don't
act.
know, I didn't like the whole like third act, like the entirety of the third act.
I liked
felt
it.
like it was rushed, and
It did feel a little rushed. I'll
and
give you that.
they threw that red herring out. We're like, we're gonna go blow up the tower, but
I really liked that.
I
Not
did
really.
like that. I like that.
I liked that a lot too.
I thought it was
really
smart.
showed. It really showed like
I didn't.
at
like
first
that.
it feels
fair.
like
Yeah.
well at first it feels like you're
felt
cheapening
like a
Glass's
superhero movie.
character. Well, and it also felt like you're cheapening Glass's character, but then you realized it was just a big ploy.
Right.
Wait a minute.
I also don't like the. Well, if people haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it. But I didn't like
This
what
is
happened.
literally the spoiler show.
Well, I didn't like how the guy died. I thought it was too anticlimactic.
Who, Glass or
No,
it was pretty lame.
the dude puts a boot on the back of his head and he drowns in a puddle.
That was pretty lame.
That's
But-
really
That
stupid.
sounds pretty lame.
It's a
Yeah,
cheap puddle.
dumb.
I didn't like that part.
And then they introduced this whole Illuminati. Like
I liked that though.
that would have been great if they led with it. To
I
put
liked
it
how
at the
they-
end, it
I
felt
liked
like
how
a
they
cash
ca-
grab. Like we
I mean,
want to
they-
make more movies.
I could see that, but I really did.
Look,
the
I'll
scene
like
where
it.
they're in the restaurant was pretty cool.
The
I would
first
like-
and second, love those parts.
I will
but-
like it more and more
Ash.
that they don't make another movie, right? Like I'll like that ending so much more the
I agree.
longer they don't make another movie. As long- If they never make another movie, I really like the ending.
So if
'Cause
they
it lets me,
never-
it lets me make up my own headcanon for the rest of my life.
I just disagree with that. I mean, I feel like that's unneeded filler time then, especially if they never make another movie.
I think I agree with Jake. I think it'll be better if they don't touch on it because now it's like.
But
this
who
is-
cares?
That's fair, but I
everybody
don't
you
know if they
know
can
and
improve
everything
upon
from
it.
that
I
world
think
that you
that's the
know
most important
is
thing.
gone.
The most
So who
important thing
cares?
is that they can't improve on it. You know, like there's no more
if
story to be
that's the
told.
I gotta
case,
go with
then
Tony
why
with
don't they
this.
lead with that?
Yeah.
Why do they put it at the end?
That's fair. I mean, I get it.
Because it doesn't add anything to the experience.
I'm gonna be with Tony on this one. Now I haven't
yeah, I
seen the
see
movie,
your point.
but
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
But you like the Illuminati stuff.
Well, I liked that it was.
I don't
the whole
dislike
time you're
that.
like, you're like watching. You're like, what is she talking about? And like, she literally convinces them that they're not superheroes. You know, I like that element of it.
See, I was very much convinced that she was ignorant. Like I liked that aspect that like she's just a regular doctor. There's no way they have superpowers. And
That's fair.
then they throw it in at the end. Well, she actually did know, and it's a secret society.
That's fair.
Lead with that.
Boiler.
All right. Well, hey, this finishes up the movie episode. Apparently, we weren't planning on that, but
hold on. Where's Dakota?
Well, thank God
Oh,
he
he's
was
on his
gone
way.
because he would not have participated at all in this conversation.
Does he not like movies?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. He texted me at 9 and said he wasn't coming, so I don't know. All right. Well, thanks
Oh,
for. I don't know why you had to do that on air. All right, guys. Next week we're going to talk about really terrible TV shows. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. No. All right. We will see you next
So
week.
it's
We
a
love
Game
you.
of Thrones episode.
Hope you guys find your dad. Hey, buy the merch. You buy the merch?
Did you buy the merch? We need to get merch.
We do need to.
But we don't have.